It's the corner where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag. Hey there, Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns. Just want to comment and say BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for football, baseball, boxing, golf, and much more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. It's here at Monday Morning Tight End at Tuesday at midnight, and we got our guy, Jason Dunn. There he is. The professor Jason Dunn.
Hello. I thought I'd do a little something different. Roll on here. We'll roll around in the show. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
It's going great, man. Doing a late night episode. I know some of our late night fans like the late night stuff. I think earlier because I'd scheduled the live like probably around like 6 or whatever, and I just kept extending it. I think I had a couple people DM me, what do you guys gonna start the show? And I was like, we're gonna start it at some point tonight. But don't worry, you'll have it for the morning. But so obviously we talked a little while ago. We talked about how this Broncos game feels like it was an eternity ago, but it was Thursday, and now we got JD telling us what he saw from his little film review and going through all the grades of all the players. I can't wait. Every week, I think last week I did the grade report last week, and I think our guy Marion commented on it, and he said we got a little bit of a good cop bad cop going with our grades because I was more lenient than you were, JD.
Is that right? It's okay. Well, I tell you what, man. I am a hard grader, but I feel like I'm fair. I'm a fair grader, right? I mind helping people out. I try to be very objective when I'm looking at these things, and I don't worry about who it is. It could be anybody. That's why I look at it. So I'm just going to do it all based off performance. I'm going to do it based off the performance of how I view it as an NFL football player, former player, and also to being a coach as well in the business. And then obviously from the standard that we've set of being a Kansas City Chief and Super Bowl champion. So I think that those things, if you take all those things in account, then the grades should be fair. They should come out. Nobody should be upset with what I have to say. I feel like I'm being fair now. Marcus, don't you think?
100%. And I feel like, because I played ball, not obviously at your level and stuff, but like, I feel like with my grades, I don't want to be too critical because I did all those things you just listed for yourself. I didn't really do all that, and I dog people who never played in those positions when they do their analysis. I'm like, okay, you don't know what you're talking about. You never played the game. You don't know what you're talking about. Sit down. So maybe I was a little more lenient because of that reason, JD. But yeah, your grades I respect because you know what you're looking at. You look at things that most people don't look at. I'm just gonna go back to the Jawan Taylor lining up when you were like, look where Donovan Smith's lining up and look where Trey Smith is, and that's just like he's lining up where Donovan Smith is, and that's not where it should be. Stuff that I played the game, didn't look at that at all, and I was talking actually our guy Lance. I was like, look, like I never thought of that, and I'm trying to look for stuff like this, and I never even thought to even look at that, the alignment aspect.
Yeah. Some has to be said for experience and. And I was telling today, I was actually looking over the game again and again, and from my nephew's room, and when the nurses was like, oh my goodness, like playing football over again. I said, look, somebody who studied film and watched film, I can look at film for hours, absolute hours. I mean, when you get used to it, you just kind of get used to it. And I don't mind going and dissecting it. I know my wife sometimes when she sits there and she watches me when I'm looking at it, and I might rewind it. She's like, why are you rewinding it again? I'm just like, I see something. I got to make sure that what I saw was correct. And I don't want to be wrong in making that assessment, because I will see something like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like they missed that, or whatever. So yeah, man, I just know it. I'm a creature of habit.
JD, in NFL film rooms, obviously you see a little bit of Hard Knocks and stuff, but like they don't show the entirety because some of the stuff could be boring, right?
Yeah.
High school, college, the one thing that we always used to laugh at was when there was a really bad play, and whether it was at the practice film or it was a game film, and the coach just keeps rewinding it.
Yeah.
It's completely silent in there. You may hear the pen clicks from the coach while he's like watching it, but like they just keep rewinding like 10 times over and just silent. That kind of stuff happens in the NFL as well, where it's just complete silence where the coach just continues to rewind a clip over and over again.
Certain things, yeah, of course. Guys, same thing. Kind of laugh at it. You don't want to be on the receiving end of being the guy that looks terrible in the field. I remember what that felt like. I've been on those ends a couple of times, not very often, but when it is, it's like yeah, okay, like look, we need to move past this. Let's go ahead and move past. But it is, it's good because it's a good coaching moment. Plus, what you do is guys will hold each other accountable. Coaches will hold guys accountable, but also too, other guys are learning, right? Because it's like, okay, well, let's not make a mistake like this guy did. Okay, so we're all on the same page. Like, it's not okay for him. I don't care who he is. It could be the best player on the team, but you will need to understand that our standard's still the same for him as it is for you and everybody else in here. And so that's important because you don't want to play favorites. That's the worst thing you possibly do is play favorites, right? It's funny because your brother showed me the video with the tight end skit and with Njoku and Knox.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Knox could do anything right. But Njoku, everybody's like, oh my gosh, it was incredible. Like it was kind of reminds me of that. Like, yeah, but you can't play favorites.
Well, it also a learning for the young guys. It's a learning thing too, because if they get lambasted by the coach in the film with the other DBs and stuff, like I'm not going to want to make that mistake again. I'm not going to want to be the guy they call out too. Also, because the embarrassment aspect too, because I've been in rooms where it can be quite embarrassing. Obviously, not the NFL level, but like, yeah, it can be very embarrassing when you get called out for running the wrong route or like just looking lost out there.
Oh yeah. Those guys will start laughing and coach, shut up. It ain't funny. We're just getting our butts handed to us, and you over there laughing over this. Yeah, he looks terrible out there, but that could be you. It could be anybody right here. So, watch yourself. Because it might be you next play. I'll be putting up here. So yeah, it is. It's one of those things, man. It's you got it. Like film, sometimes you just can't take it personal. You try not to take it personal. You always had to go in thinking this is a time just to get better. So this is what this is. That's what I look at it.
Yep.
My critique but it's from a good place. Believe me.
Yeah, of course. It's a place of knowledge and a lot of wisdom behind your grades too. So,
well, I will say this though, Marcus. Also, I'm not. Look, we're 5-1. I'm not the guy that. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with us? What are we doing? I'm not panicking. Yeah. What I'm looking at, I'm seeing things that we could get better at, and to me, that is promising because if these little things that I see happen, and I'm making kind of an assessment about and talking about, I know the guys are seeing this. I know the coaches are seeing the same thing, and so this is all good. So I take it from this week to the very next time that we play, and see if we have improved on the particular things. Yeah. And we've heard and we've seen. Andy comes up, PM talk, come up. They're saying the same thing that I'm saying, or we're talking about, right? So these things are important, man. Like I said, we have a level with the Chiefs that we need to be at, and it's okay to be there, right? You could be critical and be fair with the criticism. So,
and there are already things that have come up from week 1 to where we are now. Like, for example, I brought it up earlier, the alignment. we haven't heard from we haven't heard about the alignment on Juwan Taylor or the fall starts in like 3 weeks now. So like, there you go. There's already positives and stuff. That's, week 1 habit that's already broken by week 6 already. So like, it's so stuff like that we're not even talking about anymore.
Right. Roll all you want to. Say the refs is not fair and he's being picked on all you want. All you can do is take care of your own house, right?
Yep.
And improve and get better. And he's done that.
Yep, for sure.
Bravo for him. Bravo.
Yep. Yeah, bravo for Juwan Taylor. All right, JD. So what position group are we starting, the offense or defensive side of the ball? I know every week I know you change it up every week, so
I do. I always say I'm gonna start on our side of the ball.
okay.
And I'm gonna keep it there. So what I'm gonna start with, I'm actually gonna start with, I have graded out as an A performer. Okay, this group has gotten an A. All right, and I'm gonna just tell you who that is. That's the tight ends group. I'm gonna start it with my boys, my guys, my home, the tight ends. I'm gonna start out with that. And so that the A just comes in with Travis playing Superman ball. That joker comes out there, man, and I didn't know if he was going to be able to play or not. I didn't know. This is one of those games that, you probably could have, sat him down. That's a possibility because it was the Broncos. Broncos hadn't really been that great as far as, with any offense they've gone against. Okay. I mean, sure, we've seen the Dolphins hang up 70 upon them jokers, so they haven't been very good defensively. But Travis comes out there, man, and he does an incredible job. And I'm telling you, he's out there just giving it to him. And he was open and he was maneuvering. He was making plays. He was doing his own thing. He pitched it over to Noah Gray, and all of this stuff, man, is just creative. It's on the fly. But ultimately, man, he just came out there, man. He played Superman ball because all the things I thought like he would be bothering, being hurt, stuff like that, he got himself all together. And I think without him, this might have been a much tougher game. I mean, really, the way things were looking. And so he came out there, man, did a great job. Noah Gray did a great job. Came out there, gave a couple, catches, blocked pretty well. Blake Bell, same thing. So I gave my guys tight ends an A. That's what they have, man. And so, of course, they pan to Taylor and all that all the time. So Travis and Taylor having the right to party with one another, having a great time, right? You know what? I met some Swifties.
Oh,
yes, I met some Swifties. I was at my school, their homecoming this past weekend, and they see me. I had my purple Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame jacket on to wear. And so they see me on the intercom because I was giving one to Larry Kirksey. Larry Kirksey, well-known coach in the league, Coach Jerry Rice, T.O., and all those guys. I mean, he's done it. He's been everywhere and gave him his jacket. But some of the girls see me as like, oh, my gosh, like, you played in Kansas City. I'm like, yeah, I did. She's like, so Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? I'm like, well, no, I haven't. I don't know them. They was like, oh, my God, we're Swifties. And I'm just like, okay. So I was like, and I had no idea. I don't know anything about Swifties the whole day. I said, so how do you become a Swiftie? That's what I asked her. And she said, well, they both said it was like, hey, I guess we could write your name in and you can be accepted. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. I think, but that's what I guess the club. I have no idea.
I thought being a Swiftie was just being a giant Taylor Swift fan. I didn't think there was anything more than just wearing like a bracelet and being a big Swift fan.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Or maybe it's just a club like, even something even more, right? Because she said you just write in or something that you can become a Swiftie. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Well, you need your friendship bracelet. I think you need to have TG's daughter get you one of those, JD.
Yeah. I seen that. Get one. It's very, very creative, and so yeah, it might do it. So it might make me a Swiftie, I guess. Funny.
I'll say this though, since Kelsey's big game on Thursday, but guys been making the rounds. Was at the Phillies game 1 of the ALCS tonight, or NLCS tonight. SNL Saturday, and then his brother's game on Sunday in New York. So he's been making the rounds. I don't know how many days off Andy gave us, but it tries to be making the most of it.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just need to get away from football for a little bit, and especially now during this time because he needed a break. He needed to just get his body back together. And so everything's right up around the East Coast, right? So Philly and New York, all of it's just right there. So it's not too bad. But he's traveling in good company, with Taylor and everything, all that whole deal. So
yeah, he's got it good.
yeah, good for him. Good for him. So I'll go to the next group. Okay. Next group I'm going to go to the running backs. I give them a B. I give them a B. Okay. Pacheco, 16 carries, 62 yards, 6 catches for 36 yards. He had a great game. He really did. He had a lot of tough yards just running, kind of being patient. And so when there was, I wouldn't say not necessarily holes, but there was times that he just knew he had to have some tough sledding. He was there to do it. I wish they had given him the ball more in the red zone, close to the goal line, but they didn't. And I think that's what needs to change a little bit, to be honest with you. I didn't quite like our third down choice of play calling. I didn't really like our choice of plays for the red zone as much. So I think he needs to be involved more. Jet McKinnon, catches a couple balls. He looked good, silky smooth up in the middle before he got called back with the holding call. But he looked good. And so I gave them guys a B. I think they did a pretty good job the entire game. Just kind of, like I said, running hard. And even, CEH coming in for his little time that he got, adding on to what they did. So B for those guys.
JD, I agree with it made no sense. We were texting about during the game. The abandoning the run while we got to the red zone made absolutely no sense. But there was something I did notice throughout the game, and I don't know if it's the run calls that we're doing, but it seems like there was a point in the game where Pacheco really wasn't getting yards. He was trying to bounce it, and it was like, dude, don't try to bounce it, man. Just go field. I mean, now is that run scheme, or is that him just trying to get more yards, and he thought he just kind of bounce it out and take it out the corner?
Yeah, he's probably just trying to make a play. He's probably just seeing that, maybe that's where the hole is. Let me try to find, some space out there. But sometimes, and that's where you might get to the place that everything seems clogged up. Well, let me know where there is room so I can run to try to outrun the defense or just run over a couple guys. And so that's what I was saying. Like some of the hard yards, like he was trying to push for. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And so, you could get caught. Guys are fast out there, man. And Pacheco, he's a big guy, but he's a powerful guy until you actually see the guys that's actually either linebackers, defensive ends, that's coming up on him. So, he's probably just trying to find daylight. That's it. That's all it was.
Yeah, and he's going to have a tough matchup next week against the Chargers. A hungry Chargers team, as our guy Brian Hudson's commented. Hungry Chargers team just lost a close one. But 15 carries, 30 yards for Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's different type of running back than Pacheco, but the Chargers have been giving up some decent rush yards, and tonight they kind of filled that up, and only 15 carries for 30 yards for Tony Pollard.
Yeah, Tony Pollard, he's one of the smaller guys, so he's going to go down on first contact, especially getting balled up in there. He's not going to, he pull away and run over anybody. Yeah, that's what you're expecting. But Tony Pollard, as soon as he sees an opening or something like that, that's what you got him for. Yeah. So that's going to be tough. They're going to be ready next week, man. That was a big loss for them, especially against Dallas. So they feel like they're on the ropes, like they got to win. That's how they feel. And then what's a better place to do it than in Arrowhead, right? Yeah. HA Field or whatever it is. I guess they call it now. No. But hey, the Chiefs will be ready for them. Pacheco, Jet, and all them guys. They all be ready for those guys coming next week for sure. Yeah. And so now I'm gonna go to our QB. All right, go to our QB. So now I already given you how I grade these things based off the standard. What he says, what the team expects. What I know he's capable of doing. I actually gave Patrick Mahomes a C+. Gave him a C+. Okay, gave him a C+. And the only reason I gave him a C plus, could have been a B, but a C plus. I think some of he didn't take what was given to him enough. Still looking for the big plays, throwing the ball down the field. He missed some guys that was open. That's what I say. Not taking what the defense gave him, and he could play better. Pure and simple. He could have played better, but got the win. He did driving the ball down the field. He made some really good throws. He made that one dime throw to Watson over there, man. That was a beautiful throw. And that's the Pat I know. That's the guy I'm looking like, okay, that's the dime thrower. That's what I'm looking for. And so he played a decent game. C plus. That's below his standard. That's what it is. It's below his standard. Patrick should be A, B plus all the time. And so he's still getting this whole thing put together. And I think part of this is on him where some of the wide receivers need to grow into what they need to understand about the offense, get everything, the intricate parts of everything. Okay. And he's got to help them in that growth. But he's got to give guys a chance. He's got to give them a shot, man. He got to give them opportunity. I think a lot of it he wasn't giving guys some opportunity that they needed it. So C plus, hey, look, I trust Patrick Mahomes without a doubt in anything, right? So I'm always going to be a hard grader on him, and he's going to be a harder grader on himself. So, but Pat, man, he's going to get all this thing together. I know for a fact he is, and so, thank God it's him as opposed to some other quarterback with these young guys. Believe that. Put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some of these quarterbacks with the veteran guys, and they missing them. I mean, we seen that with Herbert tonight, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, context is everything too. I mean, we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, so like this C plus, this C plus would actually be some guys A's or A minuses or B pluses, but this is Patrick Mahomes, so like high standards for the guy. So yeah, I mean that's
and I'm gonna be fair to Patrick. I'm gonna be fair,
Yeah.
C plus with him. So I know he'll look at to sew some things up. He's gonna get there. No doubt in PM15, man. Big fan of PM15. So it's ain't no hate, man. Ain't never no hate on PM15.
No. And he even said, like you said, he said it himself after the game. He said we need to really clean up the red zone. Right. I need to do better. And he also mentioned some of these receivers that he thinks are going to step up here soon. And I think you're about to get the receivers, but yeah. And then we have a comment again, Brian Hudson. Maybe the wide receivers need to work on getting better separation for Patrick Mahomes.
Well, they both have things to do. So Patrick can help them out as far as with the separation, putting the ball on when they need to. The times that they are separating from the defense, Pat started throwing the ball to them. So it's on both their shoulders. That's where I look at it. Not to mention that sometimes, when you run in man coverage, you got to do a lot of, picking and things like that to get guys open. So there was a comeback that Sky Moore ran. Looked beautiful. Pat threw one to him. I was just, okay, that looks new. Those comebacks should work all the time, especially with a receiver like that, all the time.
Yeah.
So that was great. That was great. Pat put some right on the dime, right in the chest, Rashid Rice. Those balls look good. Those are crispy balls. And so I want to see Pat get the ball out of his hands decisively, like I know he can, right? That point where he's just not looking for Kelsey, and it seems like he leans on him so much because he does, and he knows him. I want him to start finding that type of rapport with more receivers, So, and I know he will.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So then let's go to the wide receivers since we're talking about them. Since they in the conversation, let's go on and bring them up, man. So I actually gave the wide receivers, I gave them a C. For the simple fact, Kadarius Toney's the option he probably should have given. Trying to run with the football, it's crazy. And the whole play call in itself was just weird to me. Seriously. But Rashid Rice, another bright spot this week, catching the football, getting up the field, bursting like he was. And I'm telling him, like, man, he caught the ball, and I'm looking at this guy like, man, whoa. Like, this is what this guy has. We need to get him more involved than what we have been doing. We need to get him more involved than what he had been doing. So that's the thing about it. I gave him a C because of that. Now, Rashid has to get better blocking, okay? So I can give him high praise, but I'm going to also get on him because his blocking looked like trash. It was. Some of those plays, man, he missed his guys. He just missed them. And I'm just like, dude, like, this is part of your job. You got to block, when you don't have the ball in your hands. And so it's something that, me as a coach, and I'm watching this because I coach wide receivers, a lot of demands on guys. Hey, you got to go step on these guys' toes. That's what you got to do against a DB. You got to make sure he's not going to be in there for the tackle. A couple times this guy's gotten in there for a tackle. Now, I don't like that whatsoever. I don't. Okay? Because these guys are blocking their tail off to help you when you run it with the football. Running back, whoever's getting the ball, jet sweep, it don't matter. You need to block for your guys. Do a much better job.
Is he not? I haven't noticed that. Is he just not engaging with his stock block like fast enough, or his DB's coming up to faster than he's getting to them?
Yeah, his feet. He's just he's got cement in his feet. He's not moving his feet, using his hands, and so it's not like he's even lunging, but he's trying to throw a punch, and they already olaying him. Has to. But you gotta keep fighting. And it's like you when you have somebody blocking and somebody's trying to get past you, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You know what I mean? And he's just not sustaining his block. Let me put it that way. Okay. Yeah. So you can initialize with a guy, but you got to sustain it. So he's got to do a much better job of that. Other than that, wide receiver wise, didn't really see too much else. Sky caught a couple balls. Good for him. I think that's pretty much it.
Tony had a touchdown.
Well, Tony had, the touchdown with Tony, right? So that was good. So the season, it's good. I think it's a good place to be. What they show is a C. But like I said, that one we did with the option, man, I was like, okay, they probably need to scratch that one again. Ball that.
Yeah.
Put away. They don't work. Right,
the play calling. Also we talk about the red zone play calls, not running the ball, abandoning the run. You had the weird Tony take the snap and not give to Pacheco, and then get tackled for a loss. Tony also threw a pass. That whole double pass thing was odd. And then obviously the Noah Gray fake field goal tush push play that didn't work from 4th and 2. I mean, there's a couple weird plays. Kathy Welch is commenting on that. Yeah,
well, just saw weird plays, like plays that you should never saying. Okay, what are we doing? What are we actually trying to do? And I get it. Like if Darius, if you see a guy's double teamed, okay, you don't have the clear shot. Don't throw the football. Take off running with it, or throw it out of bounds if you want to. Right? I'm sure they've run this play in practice several times, and they told him, throw the ball away. If you don't have a clear shot, run with it if it's open. But more importantly, don't throw an interception. Throw it away, right? So I think he just took a chance there. And I'm just like, no, whoa, what are you doing? So
receiver-wise, we'll get into this for our midweek show, our regular Chief Concern show, but Justin Watson's going to be out for the foreseeable future, a few weeks at least.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to step up. You said you didn't see anything else from anybody else. MVS another game without a catch, three games in a row. Sky Moore, 3rd game with 2 catches or less. Someone needs to step up. Justin Watson's gonna be out now, and he's been one of the few bright spots in the receiver room all throughout the season, making big plays after big plays each week. Someone's gonna have to step up. Someone like Justin Ross might have to step up.
They got to give him a shot. That's how I look at it, Marcus. He's got to earn that shot. If they let him have an opportunity, hopefully he will get that opportunity to show that. That's the thing about it. Okay, we know he's got talent. That's one thing. The thing is, I just, he's got to get the opportunity. And Lenny said, okay, now Lenny, I don't ascribe to that thought process whatsoever. I think it's actually the one he was talking about that Reed is having. Yeah, I believe Reed is saving his best plays for the postseason. No reason. Shoot, you got to win during the season now to get to the postseason. The thing is, Reed is so creative that he's not saving his best play. Like he's got to find out what guys can do right now. And so there's no sense waiting to find out what a guy can do later on. Like you got to do everything right now. So you want to make sure that the guys are running the plays that you're going to run, okay? And you got to put them in for it so they can execute those plays. So I don't think it has a whole different playbook. It's not how it works. What you do is you have a wrinkle, you change it up. And so it's all window dressing. That's what it is. You're running at different formations, different sets, different personnel, and you run it different ways. And so they do a great job of window dressing and dressing everything up for it all to look different, but it's actually the same plays. So they're very good at that. So
yeah. My thing, JD, is just talking about at the end of the game when they did the press conference with Mahomes. Because they asked about Rashee Rice, his first take was, yeah, Rashee's coming along great. We gained a really good rapport. We're only adding to that. But you're going to see soon some of the other young guys, Justin Ross, have a big game here soon. Sky Moore have a big game here soon. So, like, they know stuff. And, yeah, maybe they're not, like, kind of to Lenny's point about saving his best plays for the postseason. I don't know, saving the best plays for the postseason. I think they're waiting to get certain young guys more involved second half of the season. And I don't know if it's a play thing. I think it's more they're waiting for some of these guys to get more confidence as they kind of give them more of a role. And I think we're kind of be forced into having to give Justin Ross a role with the whole with the Justin Watson injury now.
Yeah, but I guess, and what I'm saying is, we give him a role, you got to make sure the guy's capable of doing those things, right? Having that role. Is he responsible enough? Is he consistent enough to play this role? And so the thing is, we just, we got to know that, okay, the level that what they're expecting a guy to be and what he's going to do, they got to show it in practice. So what we've seen, what MVS is supposed to be the guy that's taking the top off the defense.
Yeah.
Right? That guy's been Justin Watson during this time. And I'm thinking, well, we got this guy from Green Bay for a reason. We got MVS here for a reason. We're looking for the burner, the speedster, to run the deep routes. And we just haven't seen a lot of that. We just haven't. And the thing is, we've been throwing that to Justin Watson, and rightly so. Justin's been showing up. He's been balling out of control. He really has.
Yeah.
So we need to find a guy that has that ability, can do that. And so, Justin Ross, if he's that guy to find out, we need to find out. We need to find out in practice. You do it in practice, we're gonna put you in the game. That's how it works. Works in practice, we're gonna put you in the game. Ain't no sense having a guy in practice and he catches 10 to 12 balls and all of a sudden you just got him playing special teams. That's just not how it works that way. It's the same thing like conspiracy theories, like, well, they want to put him in because he's an undrafted free agent and you got a second rounder. If the guy can play and he can help us win, he will play to help us win. He will only get better. So you want to make sure guys in there to get better. And so hopefully now, like you said, because of the injury to Justin Watson, Ross will get a little bit more playing time. All right. But let me get back on these grades real quick, okay?
Sure.
What we talking about. So now I'm going to the O-line. All right. This is good stuff. This is stuff we're going to be talking about anyway on the show. The O-line did a pretty good job protecting Pat for the most part. Okay. It really did. I think they held up really well. And so I didn't really see a whole lot of pressure on Pat because the guys did a great job. And Pat would try to extend plays with his legs, and that's where they hold the ball for a little bit too long and whatnot. But they did a pretty good job. I know we had like the hold-up penalty against Jawan Taylor. But for the most part, man, they blocked the tail off. They did, knocking some guys over like they like doing. They love blocking. They love blocking. They love coming off the football and hitting guys in the mouth, okay? And I love seeing them play that bully ball. We need to be giving them that from the 10 on. We need to give them that in the red zone. So those guys can just absolutely just come out of football and hit guys dead in their chest and their throat. And, when we see that happen, they get yards. We get yards. So I gave these guys a B. I get the O-line a B, okay? across the board, I think that as a unit in itself, I gave these guys a B. Okay. Yeah, right. They do. You could, they absolutely love blocking for Pacheco. They really do. So I always said big guys don't like getting in, getting a little kick, after they stand, kicking back. They want to be able to hit guys right now. So they don't like retreating and then having to punch guys. Let me come off and hit a joker, in his ear and his throat and his mouth and his nose. Let me hit him like that. Okay. I don't want to keep absorbing things. I want to deliver some blows. And I love it because we got some bullies up front. I love it, man. When I see Donovan, Jawan, Trey, Thune, when them guys come up and hit people, you see them fall over the pounds. I love it. I love seeing that, man. That's the type of ball I love. So I gave these guys a B, man. Good job out of O-line. Okay, good job for them. Now, I'm going to go to the defensive side of the ball. Defense. Now, I'm going to start with my guys. I started with an A last time. I'm going to start with my guys that had the highest score on my list on the defensive side of the ball. It's my linebackers. Okay? My LBs. I give my LBs a B. B plus is really where they probably need to be living with this. But yeah, hey, man, for real. Welcome back, Bolton. Nick Bolton, welcome back. Okay. Thank you. Coming back with your presence and your leadership, everything that you've shown that you are. And some people don't like you for whatever, he's not. He's been a dog. He's been a dog since he got in the league. I know when he was in the SEC, he was the leading tackle in the SEC. Nick Bolton is that guy, okay? And so you can tell the ferocity of how the defense plays when he's in there. You can tell the general when he's putting everybody in place, where you need to go, what gap you need to be. He's moving everybody, hitting him in the butt. Get over here. You need to be here. Directing traffic. He's the conductor. And so he played a masterful game. And so did Chanel. Chanel came in, man, from that backside, from weak side linebacker, hit the lane. That's a high IQ play right there. He sees it and he goes. Okay, he didn't waste no time. He went and made the play. So Leo, man, he looks good. He looks better every week, man. He does. He looks like a vet. That's how good he is. So like I see him growing from where he was and where he is now. He's getting there. He's getting there.
Yeah.
Tranquil, Gay, those guys did the same thing, man. Solid job, all those guys. Solid job. So they got the B for it. Now, my next guys, I'm gonna go to let me go with my D-line. Okay. D-line. I gave my D-line my C plus. I didn't want to leave, So I gave my D-line a C plus. Okay. Did a good job. Should have been better against the run a little bit. Did a lot of double teams, and the senior ones weren't coming off like they should have. Got a little winded at times. There was times could have got Russell Wilson down, didn't do it. Missed a lot of, sacks. George Kalafkas missed some sacks, man. And so we got to get the D-line going. But I got a high standard for them guys too. I do, because Chris comes back. So I need to see that. I need to see Chris dominating as a dominant player. He's one of the best in the league. I need to see him dominate, and he did that. They was holding him, and they didn't even call it. There was times Chris was just beating him badly, and I think the rest felt sorry for the guards. Because I know he's probably sitting there with the whistle like, man, if I call this right now, I'm gonna be calling it all game. They're literally like on his legs holding him. It could have been a holding call against him practically every time they was trying to block Chris. So, but C plus, everybody else did a pretty decent job. Dan and Nandi, all those guys kind of solid. C plus is where they're at. C plus, so it's not a bad job by those guys, right? Not bad. They're gonna get Amenahu back this week.
Oh yeah, Calvary's coming, baby.
Yeah, I got a bet on it. Amenahu coming back too. I ain't gonna tell you who with, but. Yeah, there's some things. I got a dinner on this one on the Amenahu. His return this week. So
what is the bet?
The bet is okay. that the men who will not dress for the game or won't be on a roster, who's going to take a roster spot? I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. It's just
What?
nothing.
Well, you got a free dinner coming your way, JD.
I know it. I already knew. I was like, man, you must be crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. So it was, and I get, maybe somebody was trying to, but I'm just like, look, man, it's not like the dude was sitting on the couch the whole entire time. He's been getting ready. So he has time to come back for the game. Chris came back and played. So when we signed him, his butt was out there. So Menahu's going to be ready. So that's what I'm saying. I'm looking to get my nice little meal. So that's it. I'm just going to say that. So, and if if he's watching this, he knows exactly who he is. He knows who you are. You know who you are.
Uh-oh. Entire trading, JD.
No, not at all. But yeah, it's a good bet. It's good bet. It's a good bet. So I go to my corners and my safeties, and I got those guys. I gave my secondary a B. I actually should probably give them a B plus because I'm looking at the B, and the B don't quite look right. I like more the B plus. All right. I'm gonna say this. I think, to me, this is my own opinion, but I believe that this was probably Justin Reed's best complete game. That's my opinion.
I agree.
I look at it. The way he was flying around the field, I mean, he was tattooing folks. I'm talking about, man, he was lighting guys up. I mean, he's knocking balls down. He was literally like all over the field. Like anytime like the ball was out in, in space, he was out there making a play. And I'm just like, man, who pissed him off? Like, really? Like he's kind of, he's a good guy. You could tell he's highly intelligent, have high football IQ. It seemed like somebody took off the safety pass from him, said, just go, right? I don't know if it was him himself, just took off the collar and just he just came in. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's when I see a safety, that's what a safety does. They come down there and impose their will. And Reed was doing it for the defense. And I was just like, this dude looks like a madman. If he plays like that for the rest of the year, that everybody's going to be in trouble. Seriously. So, great job. McDuffie, Snead, all those guys did a great job. They really did. So, you have a couple of holding call, things like that happen. I mean, it's going to be a course of the game. Things are going to happen. But other than that, McDuffie making the little the hit on the sideline, getting the fumble from recovery. A defense, man, is being they're playing incredible ball right now.
Yeah.
Like Patrick said, they're carrying the offense. And they are.
100%. Yeah.
He should be giving them the credit because rightfully so, that's what they're doing. And so when you sit over looking at defense that is so stingy, that is so unforgiving, as somebody that plays on the offensive side of the ball, that's the greatest comfort you could possibly have. Okay. And I know Patrick's sitting there saying, like, look, we got to give these guys some help. It ain't like they need help. They're doing it on their own. But just imagine once we get our stuff together, what it's all going to look like.
Yeah.
What it's all going to look like at that point, right?
Pash is happy for the first time in his career going back to college where Texas Tech would give up like 40 points a game. And then playing and some of the years he's been on this team where they would let up a lot of points and he had to carry defense. And for the first time, he's being carried in his NFL, in his college or NFL career.
Yeah, but that's why it looks weird to everybody, right? Because it's like, hold on, wait a minute. This never had to happen with Pat.
Yeah.
Pat comes in there, he wakes up, he could turn over and throw 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we know that this is a thing where it has been so I wouldn't say so lopsided. That's not really, but he hadn't had such an elite defense like they are now, right? Yeah. I would say the words I'm using, they are an elite defense. I think they're one of the top defensive teams in the NFL right now. Yeah. Seriously. So not only the record shows it, but also too what they've done against some really good offensive teams. And Let's not discount that because they are playing an incredible ball. It's going to be a great challenge for them come this week. It's going to be a great challenge come from this week. So
yeah, division game and also one of the best quarterbacks and best offenses with Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler.
Yep.
Also another thing too, which something we've talked about, the turnover differential. We were able to get 2 interceptions in this game. Justin Reed had 1, Bolton had 1, and then the fumble, Trent McDuffie forcing that. So like the turnover differential problem that we had last year, I mean, it wasn't not much of a problem, but it was something that was noticeable.
Yeah.
First part of the season, we weren't really getting interceptions. We have 3 now through 6 weeks. Pretty solid. And also the fumbles. I mean, so we're creating turnover, something that we did not do last year. And we obviously we know the outcome of what happened last year. But like our defense is doing everything. It's rushing the passer, it's stopping the run, it's creating turnovers. It's just all around awesome just to have. And as a fan, and I didn't really grow up in the Marty Ball days. I grew up a little bit after that in your days, JD, where I watched you all growing up, and there really wasn't the defense wasn't it's kind of the Achilles heel of the team. And then kind of throughout the years after that, kind of a mix of not having the best defense. We had some years of great pass rush with Tomba and Justin Houston and DJ doing his thing, but like it was never elite like this. It was mostly a bend don't break defense. Right. And now we actually have this elite defense, and as if the offense can get it together, I can't imagine when we put all 3 parts of the game together, it's going to be wild.
It's going to be a beautiful sight. It really will be. Because just from the front to the back end, I mean, we're very strong. We are. And so the minute who comes back, we're going to even be even better. That's the thing about it. I'm expecting this to be even better with him coming back. So, yeah, man. Pat, he is loving this. He is absolutely loving this. The defense is having fun. I think for a long time, they was like, hey, man, everybody kept talking about how good the offense is. It's time for us to get our little shine going on too, right? So we need to we need to give our defense a nickname. I think they've earned it. What do you think? I think they've earned a good name. We have to figure one out. But, we come on the next show. I'll have a good name to call this defense. All right?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So,
JD, the one person I don't think is getting enough credit, we gave him a little shout out on our post game show. Harrison Butker, special teams. What do you give to special teams this week? Special teams,
I give him a B+. I'm gonna give him a B+. Okay, Butker, no doubt about it, man. The dude was solid. As good as he always has been. The lifesaver of the team, right? We get down there 5 times. Buckner kicks it all in, making it all look easy, clutch. And it's just, just to see him absolutely kick the air out of the ball. He's I give him, a B+. The only reason I give him a B+, not the A, is gave him a few yards on the return ball. Could have probably been a little bit better on returns on that. But Townsend and Buckner, definitely that little that takes him down from the A is that little fake, whatever it was, to try to get in, 4th and 2, fake field goal, and we run that play. The little push tush, So I don't know, man. Yeah.
And to run that play it wasn't not only running that play, it was 4th and 2. That play, I've said that play works when it's like 4th and inches, 4th and 1. Yeah. 4th and 2 though, for a team that's really not even really getting it on 4th and 1s anyways. We're trying it on 4th and 2 and a fake field goal. It made no sense to me, JD, at all.
Yeah. So we give it to Kadarius Toney for the option, 31, not Pacheco, and Townsend 4th and 2 for the push tush. And I'm like, what's going on? Like 0 cents. Hey. But hey, you know what? If you got the cojones to try it, go ahead. Why not? You're in Arrowhead. You're at home. Your defense is playing good defense. Why not? Why not try it? Okay.
It almost comes across, at least for the I don't know what you guys, we have some people in the chat. I don't know what anyone thinks about this, but like it always comes across as if we're looking for ways to make this Kadarius Toney thing like like, look, we have this special piece on offense, a special weapon. We can do all these things with them. It almost looks like we're going out of our way to like try to make it seem like it, it could work, right? And it's like, let's just run normal offense. Let's just do it. Let's let Pat give 15 the ball, or hand the ball to Pacheco on a 4th and short or 3rd and short. I just, when you have PM15, I think Tay just said it on a postgame show. We don't have Andy Dalton back there. We have Patrick Mahomes back there as our quarterback. Let him do his thing. I don't want Tony doing his thing.
You should never take the ball out of PM15's hands, ever. Anytime he has a chance to affect the game, you make him do it. I mean, that's why he's the best in the league. That's why you pay him the big bucks. For the simple fact, you want the ball in his hands all the time. Okay? None against Townsend or Tony, but PM15 is the guy. He's the man, right? So we understand that the Grim Reaper, that's you give the ball to him, okay? That's how it works. But yeah, man, I just we didn't do a much better job offensively on short yardage and the red zone. We have got to find a way. We have got to find a way. And that's something that we know we got to improve on. Okay. Pat might have to go in there and start talking about some of the things, what they're running, what they call it. Okay. So, we got to make sure, that look, we got to get this phase of everything going up. We got to get it all better. Got to get it better.
Yeah, and Pat said it on the postgame show that with the Amazon postgame show that red zone they need to fix that. And so the same stuff we're talking about they already know already, and they're already fine tuning it right now. So like that's the beauty too, the fact that our defense is so good. It's like if there was all these hot take shows, they always want to say, oh, it's like the Chiefs, they don't look as good right now, but like the fact that our problem, so-called 5-1, our problem is our offense. The rest of the league, man, needs to be very scared because the fact that our problem right now is our offense, and we're trying to figure out our offense with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. Good luck. I mean, because like once that's figured out, it's good night.
Right, but we are plagued by our own success. We know that, okay, and so everybody's looking to put up 35, 40 points every week. Every single week. That's what we're looking for. And when we make predictions, all our predictions is always high. We're always 30-something up, 40. I mean, that's what it is. And so we are spoiled. We have a spoiled bunch of fan base and everybody included. Everybody, even me, we all spoiled with what's been happening over the past few years with this team, Patrick Mahomes and his offense. And so when things look, we're not getting our 40 points, and we cried about that. Then, it's more us projected on maybe them that they're not feeling the same type of pressure, because I know to them they think of it differently, and so sometimes you don't listen to all the noise out there. You just know you just got to take care of your business, and you had to do it, strategically, systematically, methodically, going in and just going over the fundamentals, getting these things right. So part of that is, the Tony thing and running plays with him and trying to put in Justin Ross, all those guys. They're gonna be looking over all of that. They're gonna explore that. I know those guys do a great job of that evaluation, so I don't have any issue with it. But I do believe that I know they have to get better on third down and in the red zone. So.
Yeah, that's regardless of whoever the personnel is.
Who the personnel. Yeah. You got to be better on third down and in red zone for sure.
Yeah. But based on what we saw, it looks like he's found another guy he can go to on third down between Kelce and Rashee Rice. That crucial third down at the end of the game. Like Rashee Rice was the guy there, so like he's got a guy he started to trust. Now just maybe bring along some of the other guys, some of the other young bucks, which I think will happen.
Give him a chance. So that's the way I look at it. Okay.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, hey, I love the fact that we had everybody on. We had a lot of people on this late night show.
Okay. Awesome.
our Monday morning tight end show. JD and I will be back on Bleacher Report on Wednesday at 1:00. That'll be our Chief Concerns episode. We'll cover all the topics for this week to preview the Chargers game. But if you don't catch that, if you are busy at 1:00, that episode will be right on our YouTube channel, and you can also get it on Apple or Spotify. We thank everybody for chiming in and engaging with us on this late night hour.
We love it. And Jay, engage with us. Tell him JD's crazy. There's a bad grade for him. Please let me know. Okay. I like hearing it.
We do.
Like hearing you all.
Yes, we do. All right, guys. We hope everyone has a good night. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.